Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's your Bull Eyes here with Weekly Wrestling Heat. We are back with another episode. What's going on, guys?
Nothing much. We got a pay-per-view, so we're doing two parts today. We are doing Raw, NXT, and AEW recap on this episode. And then right after this, we'll record our AEW predictions. And I will start things off with news, unless Angel had something to say in his Orange Cassidy cosplay.
Hi.
Oh, okay. He's doing this. Okay. So, shall I start with the news, Elias?
Yeah, go ahead.
Very sad news. I'm sure everyone's heard by now.
Oh, man.
Ex-Crime Time member, Shad Gaspard, was swimming in Cali with his kid. The waves got pretty bad. There were a couple of people out there swimming. Lifeguards came out. Shad told him to save the kid. As they were saving the kid, he got hit by another riptide and his body disappeared. It was finally found yesterday. And unfortunately, he did drown and passed away.
Yeah, sad news to hear about that, man. That's tragic. He died a hero who was saving his son. So, as a father, it does hit twice. And he was one of my favorite characters back in the Ruthless Aggression era. Him and his partner JTG, they had pretty good chemistry, and the stuff they did with DX and on John Cena when he was feuding with JBL was some of my favorite work.
And not only that, it's like they just started working the indies before the pandemic hit again too. I know they had a match here in Haltom City, a couple miles away. I have the flyer somewhere at my house. If I find it, I'll tell you all about it next episode. But yeah, what I thought was really cool, what I thought was like really touching about this story was, and I said this in the group too, you got wrestlers of all different ilk that showed love toward him. And there were people like, I only hung out with him like 2 times, but he always had a smile on his face. Like, you got guys from Jack Ryder to Katie Forbes to The Rock to William Regal to Vince McMahon, Shane McMahon, all tweeting their condolences, and like no one had a bad thing to say about him. And that's really rare in a dog eat dog world like wrestling.
Yeah, when you have a person who has a genuine heart like he did, he made a lot of a positive effect in the wrestling community. One of the most touching moments that I seen that he did was when Kofi won the title. Him and the reaction between him and MVP was one of the most heartfelt moments that I've seen wrestlers do, and it meant a lot for them for Kofi to win the title. And yeah, man, he's gonna be missed. He is a good person. He actually saves robbery. I think he caught somebody, or
he saved. He stopped a robbery. The guy had a gun, threw him into a freezer. The gun fell out of his hand. Then he got the guy in a chokehold until the cops came. And then even before that, there's a lady whose car had overturned, and he saved her from the car. This guy's like a modern day Superman. God wanted him up there, God wanted some more backup, so that's where he's at. Angel, any thoughts?
Just prayers out to the family, man. Like, I hope the kid turns out well. Doesn't blame himself. It's just his dad being a hero. It's sad news overall, and I just might as well get the other sad news out the way, Moise, with the Owen Hart story. I don't know if you had that listed. I didn't even watch it.
I didn't watch it either. I just saw Martha and Brett going back and forth. It's on my list. I'll probably get to it this weekend before the pay-per-view.
I watched it, and it's kind of like, it was heartbreaking to have people tell the story up to it, and like JR's account on how he was forced to announce his death, and people were like not like believing it.
People thought it was a storyline,
yeah. So it's like, it's heartbreaking, like, to see stuff like that, and to see the back and forth between his widow and what happened between them and WWE is kind of like, it makes you mad at the same time. But then when you look at the opposite side of the story, you see a little bit through the red tape that they're putting through in the episode.
Were Brett or Natty in it at all, or no?
No, the relationship between them and Martha is still strained, because
Still
they,
work there.
yeah, it's still a lot
Yeah,
of
I was just thinking if Jericho would have done something like he did with Benoit's son and his aunt, you know, but
Wouldn't doubt he tried, but that's
it's
just
I think she got turned off from wrestling altogether. It's one of those things that she doesn't have no love for WWE because of the fact what the stuff that they put her through. But at the same time, you look at the opposite side of the story and because there's the lawyer who represented WWE at the time when she sued them, put out the facts on their side, and you see where they're coming from and the facts that they're showing. So it kind of you see loopholes through the whole story.
it's a catch-22 basically.
Yeah, it's a catch 22. So it's like you believe everything that Martha says, but at the same time you're like, yeah, like there's something definitely odd around this whole story here. So I mean, either or, I'm glad he's in a Hall of Fame. Might not be WWE, but he's in a Hall of Fame. His work is still recognized till today. Um, and and then
yeah.
if you haven't watched the Undertaker documentary, that'll be
I
another
watched
thing.
part one. Yeah. Once it's over, I think
We'll do a full recap on it, but it gets interesting in part two. I'm not going to go in too deep into it, but it tells you how the Undertaker thinks and the stuff that the Undertaker went through from that match against Roman Reigns till the match against John Cena, and how he came back to look better than he did when he went against John Cena. So the next episode pretty much tells the
Did they interview Cena for it?
Yeah, they did.
Okay, yeah, because I noticed Cena wasn't in the first part, I believe.
No, he wasn't, because it really much they put everything that led from the time he after WrestleMania, the match he had against Roman, to it starts off after the match from Roman to the point to that he had the match against Cena, and then they go afterwards and they do the next episode. It's going to be the disaster between DX and the Brothers of Destruction. So,
Cool. What other news you got?
Britt Baker, I heard, got injured, and then I haven't read the ACL thing yet, but you said was it a reputable source you read it on?
Pretty sure Brian Alvarez is the one who put it out, or Ryan Satin. But they said they're hearing, it's a torn ACL. She's getting her MRI completed today
or tomorrow, either or. But no,
either way, if she's still waiting on MRI results, she's not going to perform.
Yeah,
so that match is definitely probably off.
Either that, or they're going to put somebody else against Nyla Rose.
Well, she
was going to face Statlander.
Chris Statlander. So
I think it'll probably be Penelope Ford getting the spot because she's the only other heel I can think of.
Yeah, Jay. She's not probably ready for pay-per-view. It'll be moved. We'll talk about it, but I think it's going to be moved to like a pre-show spot.
Yeah. So all right, let's get into a quick Raw recap.
Was that it, Moise? Sorry.
That it, Moise?
Yeah. And something weird, WWE's announcing Sammy as injured now because of all the backlash they're getting about taking the title off of him. But I don't know what
is that really true?
Yeah,
I mean, technically he had his wisdom tooth removed, and then
please,
I don't know exactly what's going on, but
wait, pause. Are either of y'all basketball fans?
Yeah.
Do you guys remember that game Dwayne Wade had after he got his wisdom teeth removed?
Yeah.
No.
He balled out. So, yeah, it's definitely not an injury, but, they do what they got to do. They're publicly traded, Let's get into Raw. That's all I have on the news end.
All right, so Raw
brought me out of that funk. That's funny. Thanks, Moise.
So Raw was pretty interesting this week. You had Edge accepting Randy Orton's Backlash challenge.
Mm-hmm.
So pretty much we're going to see Randy Orton versus Edge in a straight up one-on-one match at Backlash. Pretty interesting segment. I thought that they did a pretty good job of selling it. Murphy defeated Humberto Carrillo. So basically that was it. Charlotte Flair defeated Ruby Riott. Pretty pretty impressive performance from both of them. Ruby Riott actually looked pretty good in the ring against Charlotte, but that again is Charlotte as well.
That's Charlotte, yeah, pulling there.
Nia Jax basically crashed Asuka's championship celebration. Then afterwards, she started basically she attacked not Io but Kairi Sane backstage, and then Asuka got her back afterwards.
There goes Kyrie.
Then you got Bobby Lashley defeating R-Truth, which I'm liking the way they're booking Bobby Lashley now. They're making it look strong. They ended the partnership between him and Lana. Lana's reaction backstage was priceless. Interesting match of the night was Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross defeating the Iconics by disqualification. You're starting to see some tension between the Iconics. I don't know if they're going to build off of it, but Peyton Royce was pretty aggressive this match. I like this little aggressive side of Peyton Royce.
If they break up that team, Peyton is the star.
Basically, because Billy Kay is just there.
I could see Billy Kay either endeavored or back down to NXT if they break up that team.
Yeah. Then you got Shayna Baszler defeating Natalya in a submission match, which I thought was a pretty good technical match. The submissions from both of them was pretty good. And then Natalya basically unleashed after the match. This
is the second week they've done this weird crybaby pout thing with her. I don't know where they're going with this.
I'm interested to see where they're going with it. I really am. Then you got Kevin Owens doing the Kevin Owens show. Then turns into a match between Apollo Crews and him versus defeating Andrade and Angel Garza, which was basically by a miscommunication shot by Austin Theory. After the match, Austin Theory got his butt whooped by.
He got his ass
kicked. And then afterwards was when Seth Rollins came out and basically
having a match, right? Was he
getting
ready for a match?
Well, yeah, he was getting ready for a match. It was the Aleister
Buddy
Murphy match. But what was interesting about it was that Rollins came out and basically was like kind of like hinting to join him, and then during the match, it was basically ended by disqualification. But looks like Austin Theory has joined the Messiah family.
It was exactly the same thing he did with Buddy Murphy after Murphy lost.
Yeah,
I'm very happy to see Austin Theory staying up there, and this feels like a real good fit for him.
And it was a perfect transition for him, to be honest with you. I thought they were going to hold it off to next week, but that was a perfect transition to have him get his butt whooped, and then Rollins come down and basically persuade him to join the group. And then I think it's a better trio combination between all three of them. And I think Austin Theory would benefit a lot to be with Rollins as in regards to being with Andrade.
And we don't know when they're going to start touring again, but that could be the main event if they tour Mexico, like for a live show. Jelina's crew versus Seth and
the Messiah crew,
the Messiah and the disciples.
So the funny part of the show was basically the Viking Raiders versus defeating the Street Profits in an axe throwing competition. It was funny.
We'll touch on that after the result. Finish it up, and then we'll say what we liked about that, because I think we're going to talk about that for like a good amount of time.
And then afterwards was the main event was just Drew McIntyre versus King Corbin. Entertaining match, good match. The chemistry between him and Drew McIntyre and King Corbin is one of a kind. I like how King Corbin ended up coming back in the finishing sequence of that match. How, you know, when they throw King Corbin out the ring and then he comes back in, the perfect headshot into the Claiborne.
Good finishes in this match, yeah.
Yeah, and then MVP and Lashley just being there, and Lashley being like, "Hey, step it. He's going to challenge whoever wins this one." So, like I said, they're starting to do good things in booking Bobby Lashley. So, and having MVP has his mic guy is perfect. I think it's a perfect combination. So yeah, that was Raw in a nutshell.
Well, let's before we get into Viking Raider stuff, I think Apollo looked really good in his comeback. I think he might get that title next week.
I think so too, and I think that the way this new version of Apollo was what he needed in order to basically build him back up, because when like even in Busted Open they said, like I think it was Mark Henry that said it, like this the smiling Apollo wasn't getting over too well, so they needed to see an aggressive side of Apollo, which is what he showed, and the non-apologetic Apollo was what actually put him over this week, and his mic work when he was backstage with Zelina was perfect too. So, I'm enjoying this new refreshed Apollo Crews.
Only thing I didn't like was you built KO up as a prize fighter, right? So why is he so happy that Apollo's getting a title shot? Like it's cool that it was like a cool segment, but just a lot of plot holes. But also I could see Andrade losing the titles and then
KO coming back and turning heel and just going after the U.S. Championship.
Either that or Jinder's gonna need a feud, so maybe put KO with Jinder. You can do the tag title stuff with Andrade and Angel going after the Prophet or the Vikings, whoever gets the titles there. Angel, what anything to say about Raw, and then we'll go into this axe throwing segment.
We hit on everything. I'm a big fan of Bobby Lashley's change that's happened. Like just going from like when he changed from those shorts over to the pants, like just that there was something stylistically different about him.
He looks like a robot now,
and we
in
all,
a good way.
Yeah. And we all know really well. Supposedly the word is the reason he came back is he's been promised a match or a promo with Brock, so he needs to be built up to some degree to be able to get to that point.
And I think,
or not, he has to be built up to a Brock Lesnar.
And I think that the way that they're having him and then leading towards a collision versus Drew McIntyre will help build him up more. Even if they put the title on him going into SummerSlam, I think it would be a good match to see him and Brock Lesnar either at SummerSlam, Survivor Series, or Royal Rumble.
I want to see Drew with that title with the live audience though before anything happens.
Yeah. I think they're not. I think they're. I think Paul Heyman's smart booking this in general. So I think we're gonna see something. This storyline is gonna go through. I think Drew McIntyre.
There's gonna be a lot of ups and downs with Bobby and just the storyline with Drew. Yeah, it's gonna be a big deal.
All right, let's get into the axe throwing competition between the Street Profits and Viking Raiders.
This was fun. Give us more of this and less in ring stuff with no crowd. Like because not only do we have this, the whole Nia cat and mouse thing with Asuka and Kyrie, that was fun too. It killed a lot of time where you didn't notice that there wasn't an audience there.
Yeah, I did.
I definitely think they need to do more of that backstage stuff, and you could definitely do it if Apollo wins the title. You can do more stuff with Angel and Andrade, cat and mousing, or you do more backstage segments with the Messiah and the Disciples. But yeah, this axe throwing segment, Street Profits basically got their butt kicked, cops sewed up, and then all of a sudden Angelo Dawkins is a beast, and he throws it backwards and makes it. 1 second, I'm getting a call from my cousin, so I'm hoping it's nothing too serious.
All right. Good.
Go ahead.
But yeah, no, it's. I don't know how I feel about this. I think I could tell with you, Elias, you were kind of like you noticed there was no crowd.
In the segment itself, you could tell they were filling time, but it was entertaining. My favorite part of the segment was when the cop was basically like, I'm letting y'all go, but it's because of him. And he's like, she looks at, I think it was Ibar. And he was like, you're cute. And then everybody just starts looking at him and starts laughing. So just starts making fun of him. And then he's like, oh, you're the cute one. And then turns on to Eric and he's like, you're ugly. You're not cute. So
I'll have to rewatch. Maybe, yeah, I just didn't like that. I feel like that was how do you make that a comedy? The fact that someone's like that, that is gay. Do you not find that an issue or anything like that?
What do you mean?
With the way it was presented? With the way the ref was like, you're cute.
Well, it was a woman cop.
Oh, okay. I didn't watch that part of the segment, so I thought it was a guy.
So it was a woman cop. So
Okay, thank you for clarifying that. I was like, wait a minute, what?
Yeah, no, it was a heavy set woman cop that basically matched Ibar's, basically kind of paired off with Ibar. So it's like kind of the flirting with Ibar thing that made it pretty cool.
Gotcha.
Enjoyable. So
like I said, I didn't watch it because it doesn't. I have no interest in seeing something that's not wrestling based.
yeah,
I get what they're going for, but I'm not watching this show for that.
and I think that that Raw and SmackDown are starting to do better at doing performing no crowd shows and entertain folks with backstage segments or backstage or other type of promos that are like kind of like getting there, trying to take the attention away from it. Even AEW does the same thing. Like I think all 3 shows are doing a good job. All 4 shows exactly are doing a good job at presenting the no crowd stuff. So I think
just in different ways.
Yeah. So, but yeah, that's pretty much it with Raw.
Yeah, we just gotta wait for this clown. He looks okay. What else? You want to talk about anything else that happened on Raw?
No, that's pretty much it.
Or like any build, anything that happened. Who do you think's gonna go over to SmackDown?
I don't know.
Did they announce anything?
Not yet. AJ Styles is going to be on there this week.
Oh, that's right.
Against Shinsuke Nakamura for the Intercontinental title.
That's tournament.
Right. What did I miss, guys? Did I miss anything entertaining?
Yeah, we just had like 300,000 viewers from the segment we just talked about. No, at the end there we were trying to pull an axe throwing contest and fill for some time. But we were just asking, who do you think was going to move from Raw for the next show to SmackDown?
They already announced Charlotte and AJ. I think that's all they're going to do this week.
Charlotte is not a Raw superstar. She's an NXT superstar.
She said on SmackDown because she got to break the rule, remember?
Yeah, she's an NXT superstar right now. All right? That's why their ratings are so high right now.
NXT does not pertain to the whatever switcheroo rule they're calling it.
Then I don't know what the hell.
I mean, technically, she's still under the Raw roster. So
that's true. Oh my God, this company.
All right, so we going into NXT.
Yeah, let's get into NXT.
So started with Karrion Kross versus Liam Gray. Kross has his badass entrance, and I like that there was less lip singing until the end. I think if you do too much of lip singing, it could get corny. So I think it was perfect the way they did it with Scarlett. Scarlett looks like $1 million as always, and he basically destroyed this enhancement talent, Liam Gray, and then Tommaso came out and said, "Welcome to the main event, boy." And I think they're going to be the main event at Takeover in Your House.
I think this promo was badass. Like this,
it made both of them look so big. Yeah.
And he was like the way that Ciampa was like, he's like, I'm like you, what you did, you earned my respect. Like he was like, but I gotta welcome you properly. Like he's like, I still gotta kick your ass. Like it was badass promo. Just
it was like, okay, rookie, you made your name. Now it's time for me to kick your ass and welcome you to the brand.
Yeah, is it not too quickly for them to be fought in a matchup against each other?
I think
it's see it as, hey, I'm gonna initiate you, is that how you think you're looking at it?
Yeah, I think it's like the way of like just Ciampa being like, hey, like you took me out, and I gotta get my revenge. And what made it perfect was when like Scarlett went and opened the ropes for him to come in, like it showed that Kross wasn't backing down from the challenge at all. So,
and I think that was improvised because Tommaso like kind of giggled when he came in the ring too.
Yeah.
So I could definitely see that being improvised. Just because Scarlett, even before she was signed with WWE, was friends with a lot of the NXT talent. So I wouldn't be surprised if they all knew each other from beforehand too.
Well, yeah, because Ciampa was in PWG and Kross was in PWG for a while too. So and Scarlett performed in PWG, so all of them are pretty close. So
I feel like everyone's close now, no matter where you're at.
I think we need to do one episode on just PWG,
We should do one about
Ooh,
our friends.
What day? What day?
No, it does. Eventually down the line, we need to like on a Saturday episode or a Sunday or whenever you
Saturdays I'm busy.
Saturday or Sunday or Friday, it doesn't matter when, but we need to do a episode on just highlighting like the indies that made people like PWG. You look at even highlight Ring of Honor. I mean, it's not indie, but like highlight Ring of Honor because Ring of Honor actually has made a lot of superstars.
Isn't it though?
It's not. It's not as popular as it was when it first started. Because think about it, when it first started, you had El Generico, which is Sami Zayn, Kevin Owens, Kevin Steen, Adam Cole,
Baby.
Seth Rollins, which he was when he was black, and then you had a couple like when he was what's his name I forgot I know his last name. The last name he used. Tyler Black. Daniel Bryan, AJ Styles, like all these guys. Samoa Joe. Like
there's a lot of people.
Yeah, so I think we need to do that. All right. Anyways, going on from the next stuff for NXT.
Yeah. Then we had the cruiserweight tournament. Akira Tozawa, El Hijo del Fantasma to win their side of the bracket.
Hold on. Say his name, Elias.
Who?
El Hijo del Fantasma.
El Hijo del Fantasma.
El Hijo. Yeah. Who the hell's El Hijo?
Okay, fine. I have a speech impediment. Don't make fun of me.
Oh, please.
And, dude, this was a fun match. I don't know if you watched NXT, Angel, but this was definitely something I think you would enjoy. Did you watch NXT?
No.
Of course you didn't. Did you watch clips of this match?
I'm watching it after we get off though.
Yeah, no, definitely fun match. Fantasma wins, and after this match, you see him in the parking lot. Oh, Tozawa, great match. They hug, and these kidnappers come up and throw Tozawa into Fantasma's door. So Fantasma, it was so bad. Fantasma's trying to get out, but the door is jammed because Tozawa got thrown into it, and he comes out the passenger side. And yeah, he's like, I got you, buddy.
So yeah, I think it's leading up. I think next week we're going to see the unveiling of this new group.
And Akira's English is getting really good.
Akira was $1 million this match though. Like
he's good. He's good on Raw in his squash matches.
Yeah, but no, like the promo, like not even it wasn't a promo, but like when he said good match, like get that title or whatever to Fantasma in the parking lot, like his English was very clear. So and I know Vince loves when his foreign stars can speak English. So
yeah. So yeah, no, nonetheless, I think this was one of the matches of the night. All right, next
we had Mia Yim versus Santana Garrett. Santana Garrett coming out in some new ringmaster gimmick, which sucks because I really like Santana Garrett more than someone we're about to talk about in a little bit. And yeah, it was basically a squash match. Yim wins with the protect your neck, and Gargano and Candice come out. I think it was their best promo because Gargano came out rapping Mia Yim's theme song. So it was very like, it made me LOL. Yeah. And then he was saying all these weird phrases like put up or shut up or, you know, you got to protect. He was just saying a bunch of weird, he was being hood. And yeah.
It was a good segment and it highlighted both of it. Santana Garrett looked good in the ring too. Even though it was a squash match, Santana Garrett did get some offense in and looked pretty good. I think whatever they do with Santana Garrett, I think they're gonna highlight her more.
I think Santana Garrett is gonna go to Sarah Amato route and become a trainer really soon.
I think so too. She's at that age, or I mean, she's done everything in the indies, so either that or I hope they put her on a nice run. Because she's very talented. She was one of my favorite wrestlers before she even made WWE. Even when she was doing the small like
she was so fun in Impact, yeah.
Yeah, so
and this is Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
And then the whole segment when Keith Lee came out, and then basically Gargano and Lorraine just getting into the ring, and then when Mia Yim and Lee went into the ring, they ran from it. So, and the trash talking that they were doing as they were leaving was pretty funny to me.
So I want to see how they do this at the takeover. Will they do for the North American title, or will they do a mixed tag, or will they do 2 separate matches?
They gotta
I don't
do just fill out the card some more. I would think.
It's that card stacking up, man.
Yeah, I mean, you got. We'll talk about it when we get to it, but we have so far what Cross versus Ciampa. You have
Charlotte Rhea.
Yeah, they said it's gonna be a triple threat more than likely.
More than likely because she took out Io Shirai and Rhea. So
then you'll have this match, and you'll have Dexter Lumis and Velveteen doing their thing with UE.
Yeah,
and usually takeovers 5 matches.
So that was 4. So 5 would be splitting this one that you're saying.
Okay, yeah, I could see that. Yeah, and I've heard rumors that they're going to do this outdoors in like a backyard setting. So we'll see how that goes.
that'd be interesting.
That would be out of your house.
Or in your house in the backyard, somebody's backyard.
In your backyard. Backyard wrestling, WWE. Oh my god.
Then we had my favorite match of the night, Roderick Strong versus Dexter Lumis. Dexter Lumis is so good.
Yes.
I like him.
This guy, so he ended up
not in a good way, like not in a bad way.
So he ends up winning the match, and then he's got the chokehold hooked on, and all of a sudden Adam Cole comes out, kicks him in the face, and this guy didn't even blink. Like, he just had a straight look on his face. Velveteen comes out, makes the save, and Velveteen and Lumis stand up strong. Velveteen, it was heavily edited. You could tell from the cut. Jumped off the ring to the concrete over the barrier with an elbow drop, and it looked really sick.
Yeah, it did. It looked
really edited, but it looked really edited, but it looked really good.
I'm still surprised he's still on TV.
All right, so next match
We had after this was Danny Burch and Oni Lorcan in a squash match against Everrise, and then they did the Imperium versus these two will be on the card too, probably.
That's the other one. Yeah, Imperium. I forgot.
Yeah, which Danny Burch and Oni Lorcan never win in these big matches, but they always show out. Yeah, I remember their match in Chicago against UE. They looked really good, and they had some false finishes where I was like, "Oh my god, are they going to win the tag titles?"
Good
what
match.
happened to Indus Sher, the 2 Indian dudes?
I have a question. Sorry.
Yeah,
because I'm not as familiar, obviously, with NXT. Imperium is a set of 5 guys over there, right?
4.
Yeah, they're NXT
4.
UK and 5.
I was Walter's the leader, and then there's 4 others.
And then Wolf.
Oh yeah, 4.
Yeah.
Are we missing?
I sworn I see 5 on like a promo or something. Anyway, doesn't matter. 5 or 4, whatever. So are these 2 like the starting guys, or these are like, hey, these are the tag guys for this group?
No, they're the tag team. They've been tag team for.
So these are the guys.
They're the tag team.
Okay, because I liked them last week. They looked
and
really good.
Wolf is the jobber of the group, basically. Like, he loses to whoever can get the push against Walter.
There's supposed to be something about Wolf was like turning or something.
Wolf got injured, so
okay.
Wolf got injured in Houston for NXT Takeover.
Gotcha. Well, anyway, I like the guys, but
then we had Kushida versus Drake Maverick with Jake Atlas coming out to watch.
Oh, tell me what happened. I'm interested now.
Jake Atlas was wearing a really flamboyant suit and was yelling.
That's why
he was yelling for Drake the whole match. Drake got his ass kicked, his ass handed him the whole match. Got his arm almost broken. Rolled up the hoverboard arm stretch into a roll up to win, and everyone went to 2-1. And Riho said next week we'll have a triple threat to decide who faces Phantasma.
I like the cop out.
That'll probably be on TakeOver too.
I like the cop out on this match, to be honest with you.
This is next week.
Yeah.
The triple threats next week.
Triple threat to determine the winner of Block A because El Hijo de Fantasma won Block B.
So I was right last week when I said Maverick's gonna win and they're gonna have a tie.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it'll be a fun match. I don't know who wins. Like
I don't know either.
I think if you're letting Maverick go, let him have a takeover.
EC3 is making so many posts about Drake. I don't think he's staying.
Do you think maybe EC3 and Triple H agreed to like an NXT contract and EC3 can come save him?
Not with the way they're talking.
Would you be surprised?
Like the guy started his own T-shirt company too out of his garage. He's done a lot of stuff recently that
it could be a cop out. Like, it could be smokes and mirrors.
And they're friends. Maybe EC3 maybe Drake's like, dude, I like it here, and EC3's like, all right, I'm gonna hype the hell out of you.
But he keeps calling him Spud. He's not calling him Drake.
Yeah, but he's not he's not in WWE, so he calls him by the name that people know him outside of WWE. So, I mean, it's interesting. This whole situation is interesting. It could be that he gets the NXT contract afterwards.
I wouldn't like it personally. Like, just from Drake's standpoint, a man who like loves WWE, for him to be in a storyline where a lot of his coworkers were basically hurt, and to just display it that way, I don't think would be very good.
Or it could be,
but I don't know.
I think with this whole pandemic going on, like the whole situation going on with these guys, like it hurts. It could be a turning point in Drake Maverick's career where they actually bring him back, because I mean he's way over in like like looking at social media interactions live, like Maverick got a lot of social media interactions between that match, and everybody's pretty much rooting him to win.
Yeah.
Here's the other one. Actually, I'm reading it right now. Damian Priest, Finn Balor.
Yeah, Priest cut the promo before the main event. Really good promo by Priest too, I thought.
Yeah, well, I don't know, but sure.
Yeah, I think Priest can definitely go the Undertaker route. Is what it seems like they're going to go with. And yeah, then we had our main event, Io versus Rhea. Charlotte came out, and Io got pushed into Charlotte. Then Charlotte basically interfered and laid both of them out.
Yeah. I thought the match before everything got interrupted by Charlotte was good. I like.
Yeah, these two aren't going to have a bad match.
So, I'm interested to see the route that they're going to take with this one. I really feel that Charlotte being on NXT is not helping them. So I think they just need to take the title off of her and just send her back to Raw. And they try to, but it's not working. To be honest with you,
I think they're gonna keep it on her until the crowd are back. But there is something I want to touch on. If you guys have anything to say about NXT before I do my thing.
Nope, go ahead.
Oh, that's right. You need your little time. I forgot.
Let's talk about something, guys. So, one thing I skipped, and I skipped it on purpose, was this horrible, horrendous promo by Shotzi Blackheart, where she's on a fake tank that she named Dirty Blonde, because that was the name of her rock band or something. She lost me at this point. I was into it for a minute when she started talking about her dad and how her dad's her hero and whatnot, but she lost me. And then she cut a promo. She's like, Chelsea Green, I ran over your wardrobe. And Dakota Kai, I ran over you and Raquel. And she's just driving this tank around, and it's the stupidest thing in the world. And look, guys, you guys know I'm not a fan of Mia Yim, but I like the story she's in right now. You guys know I'm not a fan of Tegan Knox. She's not on my TV right now, so I love it. But you know what I don't love? Shotzi Blackheart getting the stupid promo. Because I would have rather seen a promo from Chelsea Green and Aaliyah. You could have built that story up more. You could have just done Aaliyah doing a backstage interview. You could have done Chelsea Green trying on more bikinis. I don't care what you do. Get Shotzi Blackheart off my TV. She's not over. She will not be over when a crowd comes back. I don't care about her stupid tank. I don't care about her green hair. Ugh. Rant over. You're muted, Angel. You muted yourself.
Yeah. That's funny.
Do you like Shotzi?
I like her as a person.
That's not what I'm asking.
I think they could do something better with them.
I don't think they can. I think they're set in this female werewolf punk rock girl, and I think it's going to end horribly for her. So, I mean, I think you should change it up. Like, I think this is going to be another Ruby Riott situation where they're going to think it's over, then they're going to, like, end up calling her up too quick, and it's going to fail. So I don't want to see anyone fail. So that's why I would rather see Shotzi do something else. Become a manager. Try to be a pretty girl that tries to fit in with Chelsea Green and Aaliyah. And, you know, they're bullying her. Kind of like how Charlotte did with Bayley back in the day. Do something like that, you know? Give her the weird girl Emma vibe. Like, I don't know. There's so many things you can do. The tank is not cool. I don't know what you're trying to do. Maybe it's a future t-shirt gimmick, but no one's going to buy the t-shirt because no one likes Shotzi Blackheart's character. Rant over.
I don't mind her.
So she's decent. She's good.
Watch this promo and tell me if you like her.
No, I saw the promo. I thought it was weird, but yeah.
It wasn't weird in a good way, though. You know what would have been cool? If she had, like, pictures of all the girls he called out and was, like, ripping them and, like, setting them on fire and stuff like that, that'd be cool.
Yeah,
but running over a tank and naming the card after a girl?
I think they could have done something better off of it. I do agree with that.
Even if she had like fake dummies in the car with the faces of Aaliyah and the faces of Dakota and Raquel, like, I think that could have been cool, but I don't know. Like, it was just cringeworthy bad for me.
Yeah.
Let's talk about AEW because Shotzi Blackheart is pissing me off.
Yeah, let's get into AEW.
I can't wait till you watch this promo, by the way, Angel. Like,
you're making me want to skip it. I'm not gonna lie.
I think Shotzi Blackheart would be the 8th most over woman on the AEW roster. And we've talked about the AEW women's roster. That's bad. Like, if she's the 8th most over. Like, I don't think she would get over. I don't think AEW. Good show. Good show from AEW this week. Good show from NXT.
It was I don't know if I liked it.
I thought it was a good I thought it was a good go home show for them. I had to say it was one of the best episodes, but it was a good way
it was a solid B, I thought. It was a solid B.
Oh yeah, for sure. It's as a go home show, I think it's one of the better ones during this era.
It delivered for what
we're in right now. But there was, we'll get into it, a lot of problems with the show too. We'll start off the top. It opened with Moxley versus 10, Preston Vance. I liked the match as far as how it went down. Preston had a couple little, moves here and there, but then you saw Moxley really take over, and he basically was just egging on Brody Lee to come out. The real story behind this was Brody Lee was backstage. After Moxley basically said
I like this Brody Lee.
He was going to hurt. Yeah, he says, I'm going to hurt your boy here unless you come out in 5, 15 seconds, 10 seconds, whatever. But yeah, Brody Lee was just backstage, and he's like, you know what? During these times, we all have to make sacrifices. And he says, we're leaving. So Preston is in the ring, and just Mox says, "Okay, cool." Basically, hits like a concerto, for lack of a better word, on Preston Vance's arm. Real cool little spot.
Dude,
One
that
thing
got
sorry, go ahead.
my favorite part of this match was that because I saw this on a highlight.
The
I didn't watch
Spinebuster
the full
part?
show, but the highlight the freaking Gotch style pile driver he did on 10
Oh,
that Moxie did on
yeah.
10.
That looked
Yeah,
dangerous,
that
man.
looked
The camera cut
sick.
too. The
Mhm.
camera cut. If you see, this is one big difference. If you do the camera cut right, it can cause more impact. If you're just doing camera cuts for the sake of it,
Which we'll talk about later because I do want to talk
It
about
hurt.
one bad camera cut.
Yeah,
One thing I would have added is when they're like when he was like let's go, they already had the limo there for the inner circle. I would have loved to see him get in the limo and drive off because he's got this rich man godlike persona.
Mhm.
And it's getting away from the Vince stuff, which I really love. Which I told you, like once he gets away from this, I think he'll be set.
Yeah.
So I
And
really
I think and
So he did come
Wait.
out and say his sorry, Elias, you're like cutting in and out, so I got over you here. But he came out and said he saw it as a mob boss thing. And it just so happens Vince has some of these same characteristics. Now, obviously, some of it is definitely borrowed directly from Vince, but the direction he wants to take it is I'm a mob boss. I love these style of films. So, Elias,
I
you
think
good over there? You're like,
I actually was going to get into that because I was going to bring up the interview because he was like, if it came off as Vince McMahon-ish, then, I see where people are coming from, but that was the total intent. He said that his relationship with WWE is good still, regardless of how things ended. And that he has a lot of respect for Vince. So, I mean, I think him pulling away from that because he was getting heat on that from the IWC. I think that's a good move, and the way that he's doing stuff now is really it's really interesting, and it's building up his character.
because now I'm getting more Tony Montana Scarface vibes,
oh yeah, for sure.
rather than the Vince McMahon vibes, and I like that. Like
It's a cool-
I think that's a character. I think that's a character Wardlow could pull off too in the future whenever they split him.
Yeah.
Wardlow looks like a mob boss, dude. He looks like a
one.
movie star. Yeah,
He's got the
and the man bun.
yeah. He looks the part. Anyway, so that was the opening segment. Really good opening segment to start the show. Interesting that they started the show with the championship stuff.
Yeah, I think they just wanted to switch it up a little bit because you can't not end with the stadium brawl.
Mm-hmm. Well, at the same time, you've ended the show the past couple weeks with this. So, next match, we have MJF versus Marco Stunt.
I think this went on a little too long, but I enjoyed it.
MJF is just great. That's all it comes down to.
He's so young, but he made Marco look good.
Yeah,
It's only 23. They've wrestled quite a few times before, supposedly.
The chemistry was there too.
Yeah. But just MJF looking good. Obviously, it's
Jungle
to get
Boy
over
and
the match
Lucha
versus
coming out
Jungle
after.
Boy. Mm-hmm. I will ask you guys just because I want an idea. We're gonna get into it, but do y'all think they've really built up MJF Jungle Boy well? Because it was only announced 2 weeks ago.
I don't think they built it up well,
No.
but I think that Tony Khan and like the VPs and everyone, they know that that's a match they can literally throw on first, and it'll get the crowd that hyped for the show.
Because here's why I ask. MJF is coming off of what we would call from the last pay-per-view a coming out storyline, and for him to be basically thrown into just something random, obviously the circumstances are what they are, but
They might not even know they were going to get until last minute, honestly.
Yeah, I think this was just like a last minute match. Regardless, the chemistry between Jungle Boy and MJF is pretty decent, so I think they could pull off a good match.
I think what they were planning on doing was if he wasn't going to come back, they were probably going to give us Luchasaurus versus Wardlow. But since he came back, they're like, these are two of our bigger guys. Let's hold off on this for a little bit.
That match that's going to be the one to watch. You remember when they promoted that lumberjack match?
Yeah,
that never happened.
That never happened. They're holding that off. That'll be cool.
really quick. I want to get your thoughts on this. last week I was listening to Wrestling Inc. and they were saying that they're making Luchasaurus look like a goofball in Being the Elite, and it's kind of killing that big man vibe.
Mhm.
I don't watch Being the Elite. All I know is it's something like he's running after his tail.
Yeah.
I think being this is my honest opinion on this. Being the Elite needs to end. I love Being the Elite. I followed Being the Elite from episode 1 to now, but I think it's just gotten corny in my opinion.
It's getting to that point where Ryder knew to end the show, a Long Island show.
Yeah,
because
like I think
they need to end it in that. I would still love to see the guys like at the shows, stuff like that, but adding these little comedy skits like they're doing, I think do need to.
You don't even have to do skits. You can just show me the guys talking before a match. Yeah,
right. Well, let's say because the big thing is people are creating this naturally, so everything that happens on that show is also gospel to what AEW is doing. That's not really the case on some of these guys' performances.
Yeah, I mean, I like what they're doing with. I like what they did with the Private Party and the whole what's his name, Hangman. What they did with the Hangman thing, though, that was entertaining. But honestly, I thought that brother versus brother match should have been the end of Being the Elite. Honestly, the 200 episode should have been the final episode of that series, and I think by having them continue going on and doing these comedy skits, I think it's getting. It's not as entertaining because now I used to watch the whole episode from start to finish. Now I'm skipping parts to see what other stuff they have, and I'm not entertained by it anymore. So
yeah, it'll at the same time though, I wouldn't tell someone, hey, turn down a YouTube channel that's getting 100,000 plus views.
No, and I agree because they're monetizing them. They're monetizing and it's giving them money. So at the same time, it's like, I understand the reason why they keep going, but at the same time, it's like it's not as entertaining as it used to be. I guess for the hardcore Being the Elite fan or hardcore AEW fan, it might be, but
also saying then call a spade a spade. It's designed for certain people, and if they're happy with it, it is what it is. So moving, did that answer? We didn't even answer your question, though, Moist.
Do you think they're making Luchasaurus look bad on it? Basically,
yeah. I think definitely that the whole thing
because he should be a monster. Like
it is Luchasaurus's promos, though. This is stuff he's sending to the guys.
Okay,
so it's his decision, and he's bringing back guys from like his older wrestling days. He's like, oh, I left y'all behind. Now I really need y'all's help and
to find his tail.
Yeah. I like the cameos that they did with a lot of the guys that they put on there. So it was entertaining to a certain aspect. So
yep.
All right, so next segment.
Moving on, we had the coach's corner, which I'm surprised it happened because I don't want Arn or Jake getting hurt. Jake's already been there for a while. By all accounts, Jake needs to be there to help keep him straight. Arn, though, it is what it is. I think down the road, this could be a cool thing. You have all these coaches in Dynamite.
We don't know what's happening with Taz or Tully either.
Taz, Tully. If the Sting stuff is true, I won't.
Brandy might take up a woman after this. Who knows?
Hey man, there's so much you can do with this, which I like.
I like the segment itself because they let them just be them.
Yeah.
So
that's all these guys could ask for anymore.
I think Brandy could help Big Swole a lot get over with the people that she's not getting over with.
I didn't like Big Swole at first, and she grew on me. She's been on TV so long. I don't know how I feel when she comes back.
She was in the audience this episode.
I can't get into Big Swole's character. I just can't.
Well, the big thing with it, I don't look at it anymore as she thinks she's the strongest or whatever. It's just that she can overcome everything.
I don't know. I feel she needs.
I look at it a lot differently than I did before. That's all I did.
I do too, but I feel I agree with Moy. She needs to talk somebody to a coach. She needs somebody to talk for her because her mic skills ain't there yet.
No.
So
she never had.
You guys think we're gonna see Rebby in the future? Like
Hardy?
You'll see a cameo from her in if they do something at the Hardy compound. But as far as her getting into the ring, that's up in the air. I mean, she's
a mom of 2 kids now. Yeah, three kids. Yeah,
three.
sorry.
They just had another one.
So yeah.
But as far as the segment goes, that way we can move on. We got about 5 minutes left here. Just the two guys talking about their boys, Arn and Jake kind of reminiscing, and the threat, them saying, "Oh, you're lucky I can't come over there and spine bust you." I don't like that part of it, guys. Come on, you're not gonna do that.
I think they should have ended it where Jake was like, "Man, people want people. We always cross paths, but we never had a match." Like, I think that was good enough.
That's good. Leave it at that. Unfortunately, your time is gone, buddies. But they definitely put over their boys. Which
I think if we ever get a Jake the Snake versus Arn Anderson match in AEW, I'm not gonna like it. I don't care if it's nostalgia.
They're not going to. There's no.
I would love to see Jake come in and hit a DDT on someone, or Arn hit a spinebuster on someone, but that's it.
Now that being said, I did watch. I was been out. I'm moving, and I wanted to enjoy my TV one last time. I watched like a couple of Royal Rumbles, and y'all remember Snuka and Piper coming out and fighting in the middle of the ring?
Yeah.
How bad that was? I feel like that's what would happen here.
Yeah, I mean, but that was the perfect setting for that bad spot that they did.
Yeah.
Like, to have like an actual one-on-one match, I know. Like, if it had like an
over the rope, it was so scary to looking. Just
I think that whole intro, like for when Piper came in, he was like, "You motherfucker," was the funniest moment of it.
Yeah, yeah, it was good. There's some cool little things in it.
Guys, we have one more episode after this.
Yeah, well, right. I'm trying to get through this, buddy, but there's a lot to talk about because this is the go home show.
Yeah.
Before this match that came up, we had a Pac promo video.
This was so cool.
Pac put these things together so well. I loved it. And it made me remember, I forgot about Death Triangle. I'm not going to lie. El Triángulo de Muerte. Is that what they called it?
Yep.
So I completely had forgotten about it. And that made everything click for me because they were supposed to be having a promo with the best friends before all this happened. We completely forgot about it. He goes, so you think you could escape, but Ray's there to take care of you. And they did like a repeat of the kick segment when Orange came out. He just sidestepped him.
I thought that was so cool. It looked cool. So good. Yeah.
Real cool little thing. It was a fun little match. It went through like 2 commercial breaks, maybe 1.
Yeah.
And good Orange Cassidy's actually been their highest quarter rating the last 2. This match and his match
every time he's on.
I would love to see them put a title on him, like even if it's just a TNT title. I think putting the title on him will be good.
He also, at this point, his gimmick doesn't need it.
I will say one thing, and I think Angel, you're going to agree. When Kip Sabian came out and they focused the camera on him, we missed the low blow before the cutter.
I heard them saying there's a low blow. I was like, damn, I wish we saw it.
Jim Ross tried really hard to save it. Yeah.
I don't know how much of the feed he saw versus him. Just he's so good. He looks at the ring a lot of times too.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was fun. And again, another kind of this match was all put together for the match.
The brawl basically at the end. Yeah.
Now I did catch something on commentary. I just wanted y'all's input because I was like, oh, cool, we're gonna have more of this. And then I remembered it's this weekend. But they were saying this match, during the match, this is for placement within the ladder match. Did y'all hear that?
No, I missed. No. Well, I didn't watch it. So
JR said the winner of this match is going to have preferential placement during the casino ladder match.
Why though?
That is, well, if you go in the ring first, you can pin someone.
I understand that, but I'm saying, why only these 2? It seems unfair to the rest of the guys.
That's what I didn't like by the end of the segment. I was like, oh, that's why are these the 2 guys?
They could have just done a gauntlet.
They could have done, well, they could have, but then you couldn't build the rest of the show around it. So I think that's a cool concept for next time that they do.
They did announce winner gets a title shot. They did announce that.
100%.
Yeah.
So anyway, the obviously big news coming out of this, as Moy said, there was a big brawl at the end. Ray Phoenix was basically did a dive outside the ring, amazing looking dive. The guy like
Just
flipped.
missed everyone though. Yeah.
Yeah, he jumped on the top rope, flipped around, did a moonsault almost, but a twisting moonsault, and his legs caught everyone. But apparently he landed on his lower back close to his hip, and that's what he hurt. He should be fine by some of the reports that I've seen.
Yeah,
but
he's still going to go.
Yeah, because immediately you saw
Was it Colt?
one of the refs go over to him and say, crap, kind of pull him away a little bit. And since this is live TV, not recorded like they've been doing, unfortunately, you could tell he was kind of a little hurt. And then Colt jumped up there, did a backflip onto everyone. Then Orange Cassidy was held by the guys. He did like a moonsault flip, hit his feet on the rails, could have hurt himself. There was some talking going on there between him and Kip to unfortunately you kind of heard some of it just to make sure they're all okay. And that ended the segment, but this was a great build up for that match.
I agree.
Executed properly. And it was, but like there's just those little things you're like, man, I hope these guys are okay, because we got as much fun as it is. We have to remember there's no fans. Don't want these guys getting hurt. Like what happens in the next one. Look at that segue, boys. Like what happens in the next one.
But there's 15 fans or something like that.
Well, you know what I mean. They're wrestlers. They're not fans. We had a women's tag match. This was the penultimate before the penultimate match. So we had Nyla Rose, Britt Baker versus Chris Statlander and Hikaru Shida. And the comment of the night, boys. Did y'all catch what JR and Tony Schiavone said before the match?
No.
Comment of the night. Chris Statlander's coming out. She's doing her thing.
Oh, the boop boop. Yeah, I remember now.
She's doing the boops. And JR just says, sorry, Tony, or Excalibur, can you please explain what she's doing? Well, she's booping everyone. That's how she says hello. She gives them.
And then Tony was like, "I got booped a couple of times."
And then he says, "Tony's been booped a couple times." Tony says, "Yes, I have, very often actually." And then JR says, "Probably not any time recently." And Tony Schiavone, as coy as he could, he starts laughing, and then you feel like there was almost like they were supposed to be having a mic break. He goes, "Yeah, it's been a really long time," or something like that. Comment of the night. These guys had so much fun with that little part. I thought.
Yeah, I think he said it has been a while.
Sure, yeah, he's like, yeah, it has been a while. Hilarious.
So this match is
the guys having fun.
This match itself was kind of cringeworthy at some points.
There were
but it was
a lot of missed spots, I thought, and I like all four of these girls.
This is why people being gone is going to hurt the company. Any company. I think we'll see some mistakes like this when WWE gets back to full roster. As good as the guys are, just you're out of the game for a while. And you could, Elias, we could speak to this from our band experience, which people might think that's funny, but you don't play, you don't practice, you're out of it.
Yeah.
You can't do what you think you can do.
It's like when you make a TikTok lip singing Bollywood music and you haven't heard the song in a minute and you know your lips are all off.
Of course. I do that at least once a night.
I like the comparison that you did with the band stuff, because it is true. If say, for example, I haven't played, I like the comparison you did with TikTok too, but like it goes into what I said about the whole them recording just once a week. If like the reason WWE does house shows and NXT does house shows is to make sure that their guys keep doing reps. It's the same thing that it's gonna affect them in the long run. If you don't have that in-ring conditioning and you don't get better in the ring, it affects you. It affects your performance. So thus,
it's also next guy up if you get hurt.
And I know y'all don't really follow these people too much, but Hikaru Shida, by all accounts, every show, whether she's on the card or not, is showing up. When I was at the Dallas show, she was in the crowd taking notes almost, guys, of everything that was going on, trying to get herself at least to study everything. And she's
really good. I like her.
Practices before, practices after, does weight training. And you could tell. She's by far, I think, the best women's technical wrestler that they've got.
No, I agree. I think Hikaru Shida is one of the best on the women's roster in AEW. that spot where Britt Baker got injured at was cringeworthy as fuck.
Yeah.
So I was I'll say really the big takeaway on this. Go ahead. Sorry, Moise.
Yeah. So I was gonna say the same thing. Basically that you were. So when Britt got injured, but I was gonna say after that it ended with the Beast Bomb on Hikaru.
Yeah.
And Hikaru got pinned, and they announced that this match is gonna be no disqualification.
They announced. Well, they might have said on commentary, but it was announced I think last week.
Oh, okay. Well, they said no. Remember, he said Hikaru had to accept it after she got hit and after she got knocked out.
Yeah, it was accepted on social media then, I think.
Yeah, basically, yeah.
But yeah, as far as the big news coming out of this, unfortunately, it sounds like Dr. Britt Baker, DMD, has torn her ACL. The spot was basically like a double slam onto her tag partner, onto Britt, on Nyla.
Yeah, it was like a cannonball, essentially, yeah.
And she landed right on her leg. At first, I thought it was her face because when I saw it,
I thought it was a concussion at first.
Her foot caught her here, and the kick out was very weak. And I was like, "Oh, I hope she's fine."
It's kind of Sheeta kind of like, or Statlander, I forgot which one it was, kind of like picked her shoulder up.
Yeah, Statlander then picked her up, and she was going for a big overhead slam, and you could tell Baker couldn't jump, and I think she was trying to let her know.
And I will say, great ring awareness by Nyla to know what was going on and pull her into the corner.
So yeah, it took her a minute. I'm surprised, honestly. Aubrey is so great and professional in the ring. I don't think she caught it.
I think the camera was so hard on them that they knew it was like right on their mouth, so they didn't want to.
Yeah,
I think they improvised the whole spot and just continued with it. I think they should have improvised the spot and somebody should have said.
I think it's supposed to be Britt pinning Statlander. Honestly,
yeah, I wouldn't be surprised.
You never have to Challenger get pinned in tag match before the title match.
Yeah, these guys don't do that too often. So, I feel terrible. Yeah,
I'm hoping it's just a sprain.
By reports, she's out 9 months. All reports that I've seen, which again, that was Ryan Satin, I think, that I saw. It was
Ryan Satin and Brian Alvarez that reported. I just looked it up on Twitter. So
okay, yeah. So it's sad, but luckily or unluckily, it's happened at this time where she can be off of TV for a while and not really hurt her too much, because she definitely has got over as in this gimmick. So prayers out to her, and I guess Adam Cole will have a big fan cheering from home. Last match of the night, and then we're done here. We got Matt Hardy versus Sammy Guevara. A little promo by Matt to begin it. Just talking, they're obsolete. Blah blah blah. Good match. Honestly, I feel happy for Sammy because I can guarantee he looked up to Hardy growing up.
Yeah, and I think this match made Sammy Guevara look great. I did watch
Sammy
this match.
sells the hell out of that twist of fate. I love it.
The way he does it.
And the counter.
It's scary.
The counter was awesome.
Yeah, where he puts his hand on it.
And
I've seen that counter once or twice.
Rich Swann did it with Phoenix and Impact, and I think I sent a GIF of it when we first started this.
You know what it was? The last time I saw it was
RKO Mustafa Ali.
I was like, oh, that's so cool. I remember thinking that.
Rich Swann and Phoenix have done that spot a lot too. I know Elias back when we were watching Impact. Rich Swann, he's done it like twice on that cutter from Phoenix.
So afterwards, basically after the match, you saw the Inner Circle beating up Kenny Omega. And then Hardy went out there to try to help them. And then all of a sudden the Young Bucks jumped in, came out of nowhere. And
in a stadium brawling.
Yeah, and then Handmade Page came in and basically saved the day for the Elite. And
Hangman Page ran like 80 yards for that first clothesline.
Yeah, he did, and it looked really nice.
Elias saw me watching the end of it. I was like, who the heck is that running in the background? I thought it was just like a mistake or something. You
thought it was Stephen Amell, didn't you? You were like, Stephen Amell.
Oh, yeah. That'd be awesome.
In his Arrow costume.
No, he had a good match.
Against
aside from that
Christopher Daniels.
Aside from the table spot, it was a great match. Yes,
it was surprisingly good.
Even the match he hit,
I forgot who it was. Someone asked. Someone
Neville
said
and him.
What?
Neville and him faced Stardust and Barrett at SummerSlam.
Oh, that was a W. Yeah,
that was a good match too.
Whatever. I'm talking about this. I saw actually Stephen Amell. If y'all don't know, he's got Knocking Point Wine. Shout out to him. That's a 5% cut for me. And he has an answer. What is it? A Q&A session every day for about 20 minutes. And he actually brought Cody onto the show to talk about that whole stuff. If I have a few minutes, it's on Instagram.
And Cody, he actually got Cody on the Arrow for a couple episodes too.
Yeah, he did too.
He was on there
I don't know if he's gonna do it again with that neck tattoo.
He was on there for
probably not for that neck tattoo though.
He probably won't anymore. But
they can put makeup over it, so that's no worries.
Yeah. Anyway, the
show's over.
What?
The show ended. Arrow ended. This was the last season.
Oh yeah, we know, but the guy can still show up somewhere else against Batman now.
Batwoman.
No, she quit.
Did you see Sonya Deville saying she wants that role?
Oh, that would be awesome.
Yeah, that would be awesome.
I'd go for that. Okay, so it ended with that bout. That like basically a continuation of a street fight. The Elite eventually kind of outman. Yeah. Not really, but they get to the upper hand and like natural heels, dastardly heels.
They ran away.
They start running away a little bit. And Matt Hardy yells out of nowhere, which again was really funny. He just goes, "Come back, and so you can get your deletion like a man."
One thing, and it's a very small point. I wish they didn't show the graphic because then I think the Young Bucks and Cowboy coming back would have been a little more surprising.
What graphic?
They showed a graphic at a match before the main event. Like it showed Hangman and the Young Bucks on. Yeah. I wish they would have showed at the very end.
Got you. Yeah. It's still really good.
I think they did a good job at actually selling the point that they going from the heels having the upper hand all throughout the build up to this match to now. I think it was a good way to have a kind of like the cherry on top. So all right, that was AEW in a nutshell.
Yeah, everything was built up really well. So
we'll be back in 5 minutes.
Be sure to watch our next video. We've got Double or Nothing predictions, and take us on away for this episode.
And guys, Chris Sean's not here, so it's gonna be so much more fun because you won't have to hear stupid picks.
Yeah, well, he did some his picks. All right, so we'll be back, and peace.